everyone, it's Miss Kenny here. So today I found a really cool tutorial about how to do an optical illusion hand drawing. I've never tried this kind of technique before, so I figured we could learn it together. So all you need to get started is a piece of paper, doesn't matter how big it is, your hand, a black marker, or really any color marker. I just prefer black when I'm drawing optical illusions because I feel like the really dark pigment makes drawing optical illusions because I feel like the really dark pigment makes the whole illusion pop more. And then you just need some colored pencils. You actually only need one color, but if you want to use multiples, feel free. This is totally a time to be creative and try new things. So the first step is going to be to trace your hand. I made sure to take off all of my bracelets and anything else that might be in the way when I'm tracing my hand, so that way that'll have the best outcome and there won't be a lot of bumps or random marks outside of the hand. You want this to be as clean of a tracing as you can get it to be. Alright, so there is the hand tracing. Now, because I kind of did mine at an angle, I am going to have to switch my steps just so that the illusion works a little bit better. If you were to have traced your hand up and down on your page to where straight lines that are going across it are like directly, it makes like a T with your hand, then your first step is actually going to be my second step. So if you have done it like this, we are first going to draw lines on the outside, and these lines are going to be completely straight. They're just going to go from one end to another. If you need a ruler or a book or something to help you get it as straight as possible, the better the optical illusion will look in the end. If you drew your hand more straight up and down on the page, it wasn't like crisscrossed diagonally on it, then you are actually going to first start drawing curved lines in your hands. I am about halfway through my line drawing process. All of my lines look like they are in the background, right? I am drawing it to look as if the hand is over all the lines. I am doing that. This is what I'm using for my ruler. It's just another piece of paper that I folded in half, and I have been tracing it down and moving it as I'm going. So I'm not measuring out how much space is between this. I'm just kind of eyeballing that and just guesstimating. It doesn't have to be perfect. I am paying attention to where the hand is, and I'm making sure that I'm not drawing where the hand is drawn. I put all of my lines around it. I do not trace any line through the hand at all. Now all the lines are drawn in the background. Again, I didn't draw any lines going through the actual hand. What I want to do is connect these two lines that we didn't draw through the hand from the background. However, you want to make it curved so that way that it looks like the hand is a three-dimensional thing. You are giving this flat two-dimensional drawing, you are now giving it shape and form. So you want the lines to curve just like your finger would. So look at your finger. How does it curve? You can try to study that. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to make a curved line through. These are connecting the two lines that I had drawn in the background. The more curve that you give it, the more that it will look like these lines are actually falling over a finger. Falling over a finger. These things have a much bigger space, so it's really important to try to pay attention to what end meets with what so that you're not drawing, a curve that goes across this way and kind of messes with this illusion. You want the lines that are in the back and in the hand to line up. It's just that the background lines are all straight and the lines in the hands are all curved. So let's take a second and work on the palms. Again, you want to just make sure that we are curving like a hand would. And you want to connect those two. Another reason why I like doing these kind of optical illusions in Sharpies is because you can really thicken the line as dramatic as you can. All right, now you are done. Now the hardest part of this all is finished. All you need to do is figure out what colors we want to color now. I'm going to go with a purple. This is actually violet blue if we're being specific. So we're going to add some color in the hand. And we want this to alternate. You want it to be in stripes. So let's say we color this one, leave this blank. Color this, leave it blank. Color this, leave it blank. So I've made a little purple mark on every single one of the spaces over here that I'm going to color. So I have now finished coloring in all of the hand. And I noticed something, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I colored really, really darkly on the edges where it meets with the background, and I left the middle a little lighter. And I think that that makes a really interesting kind of optical illusion itself of like a glare from light. So maybe you need two colors if you wanted to try it like this. Of course, you could do it all just one shade too. But you could use one color to use as the base, use that same color and build up a lot of value, or make the color darker on the edges right here, wherever it meets. And then right here in the middle, just leave it kind of loose and open. Leave it to where it is not super, super dark. And then what you're going to do is take another color. I would use one of the same color. If you did this green, then don't use an orange in the middle. And I mean, unless you want to, who knows how that might look. Maybe you could look up some different color harmonies on Google and you could use those to influence your decisions. But I'm going to use a lighter purple. Now we're going to move on to the outside. For every bar that is white, that is what should be colored. So go ahead and make your little marks so that way that you can remind yourself which bars need to be colored in. And now I have made marks in every bar that needs to be colored. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm not going to color all of these because my paper is kind of large, and where the hand is really doesn't take up that much space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this bar, and I'm only going to color everything to about right there. And I'm going to cut the paper about right here to here. This is my new area that I'm going to be working on. And this is just for the overall composition, so that way that this much space isn't just empty and drawing away from the main purpose. Whenever you're creating art, you always want to pay attention to the composition. The composition can really make or break a piece, especially with optical illusions. If there's so much open, empty space away from the optical illusion, it won't look quite like you were expecting it to. So you want the amount of background to hand space to be pretty even. All of the space around here should not be much more or much less. The hand shouldn't be too crowded. There should be a good amount, but not too much in the background. Of course, you can play with this by cutting your paper or by drawing lines like I did so that you can see what it is exactly that you're working with. Now I have everything colored in the background. So the next step is going to be everything that is white in the background should now be black. Color that in with your Sharpie or a very, very dark colored marker. All right, and then here is the finished optical illusion. Of course, you can go back and go through and make some areas a little bit darker than others, making sure that all of the value is pretty consistent from the background to the colored parts of the hand. I would recommend trying this with a whole bunch of different colors to see what happens. So in case you're a little confused, the optical illusion here is that the hand looks like it is completely separated from the background, but as we know, because we just created it, it is not. So of course you can try it maybe with different colors instead of black. You can alternate everything. Maybe instead of leaving all of this white, you can try a different color. Maybe you could try blending all the different colors together, like having these be rainbow and then black lines. I think that would be kind of cool. This was just a really basic kind of understanding of this type of optical illusion. So I'm hoping that this sparked some interest and you are now inspired to create your own hand optical illusion and use some crazy colors. I hope you guys learned something new, and I can't wait to see all of the optical hand illusions that you guys have created.